have such sights to show you. Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Night Terrorvision. I am your host, Pete, joined by the one, the only, gasp! It's J-Man.
Hey, how's it going?
I just love doing that.
Yeah, it is fun, yeah.
It is. It's fun to say, man.
Yeah.
But, hey, it's welcome, folks. It's good to be back. Shelby Oaks last week was an interesting movie. This one, I watched this with my wife.
Oh.
She kind of enjoyed Tenebrae. She watched Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Blood and Black Lace, Inferno. She's watched all these with me. So I said, hey, we're gonna watch an Argento movie. Do you want to watch it? And we watched the trailer. Now, the original theatrical, if I can speak properly, theatrical trailer to this is like 2.5 minutes long, and it gives away a lot.
Oh no.
It gives away a lot, but I don't think it hurt her viewing of the movie. I think what hurt her viewing of the movie was the movie itself. She did not like it.
Okay, so she didn't like this one. Yep.
No, she wasn't a fan of this one. That's not to speak of my enjoyment of it. She just didn't like it. Me, I like these. Since you recommended Tenebrae to Trina and I have been I've been enjoying these. And again, I was talking to Killer Pizza and he brought up Suspiria.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Which I said that one's been in the hopper. I said we're trying to get through a couple of these other ones and then work to Suspiria. Hi Kasara, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. We'll be seeing you at Shogun on Valentine's Day. The next time I wrestle is Valentine's Day. So I have being as Pete Daddy Dollar is such a loving, caring, warm individual. I'm sure he'll have some good things in store on Valentine's Day. You even say it with a straight face. Absolutely looking forward to it, girl. But no, this was good. You and we'll just here. We won't beat around the bush. We'll play the title card and get right into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Reflection in a mirror. I saw the face of the murderer.
But David Hemmings is the main star of this, and he is a jazz pianist who investigates a series of murders performed by a mysterious figure wearing black leather gloves, which we all know is a trope in these: the trench coat, the black gloves,
the hat, even
the hat. There is wearing the fedora. Oh man, this was so just giallo beat by beat. I love it. Yes. I love looking at these and seeing the different things. He wasn't really a stranger in a strange land though, because it was kind of.
He is technically, because I think there's a line where he says like, "Oh, I was born in Britain or something, but like I'm from America." It's a little bit So it is technically, though he fits in better because he has ties. Usually it's like a guy who's just there completely.
Yep.
So he is technically a foreigner, and he is an amateur sleuth because he gets involved in it, and his skills in his day job don't help him. Right? Like usually that, like whatever the person is doesn't help them. Make sure yes, hit the like button. Thank you. Hey, Killer. Oh, is that Killer Pizza? Hey,
yeah,
how's it going?
Pizza. Good to see you, brother.
And but this is important because it's got Goblin. This is Goblin's. Yeah, and you can as soon as as it started, you're like, oh, here we go.
Okay, speaking of the score, before we get into the movie,
yeah.
Speaking of the score, all right, there's only one portion of it I had any problem with, and that's during one particular scene in the movie where the score just goes absolutely batshit crazy.
Right.
It's just like, I was like, whoa, like
I know exactly what you're talking. I know exactly.
I knew you would. You, if anybody, would know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the only problem I had, and it was just like it carried on. It insisted upon itself in that moment, in that scene. It was like, other than that, it was Goblin. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
like it really was. Like, but that's the only problem I really had with any of the score, was just that one little piece right there. If they could have just tone that down or
turn it down a little bit,
just a little, or shorten that, like, or just not even have done that. If they would have just not even have done that and just played an extra riff or some, you know what I mean, like something, it would have worked better. But that's the only issue I had right there. That was it.
No, they come back for Suspiria, which is the next. So I think Suspiria is the next movie, 77. And then it's Dawn of the Dead, which is also Goblin. Inferno, which we watched, Tenebrae. We're almost we're only doing the Dario Argento Giallo movies because he's done other movies like in between this. He's like, oh, I don't want to do these Giallos anymore. He did like some sort of like war comedy hybrid movie, and that just bombed. And they're like, okay, let's just go back to okay, Deep Red. So this is the one. I'm in a Giallo Facebook group. Mm-hmm. This is considered the best one. So I chose Tenebrae. I chose all the other ones first. I chose Tenebrae because I like Tenebrae more. But I also like this movie. But my problems with this movie were fixed. So I was telling Pete backstage. So I have the 4K, of course, because I have everything. So, but I didn't realize that this also has a 2-hour and 5-minute version, which is like 20 plus minutes longer than the one that you just watched. Mm-hmm. It fixed most of my problems that I had with Deep Red. However, it fixed those, but brought new ones in. But not enough for me to not like the movie. I love this movie, and it's going to get ridiculously high score for me because I just love it. So it's tough for me. All of these Giallos were I watched them in the most impressionable time, where I was in film school, like studying the shots and photography and all this stuff, watching these movies, making my own. And the first movie I made in university was a Giallo. I had the coat, the gloves. I had a mask and have the hat. I didn't even know I made a Giallo. What was funny was we did the movie, and my buddy after me, he's like, oh, he goes, I noticed that you really took to heart, the Dario Argento's. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, your movie. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I did. I said, I wasn't trying to. He's like, well, you literally did. I was like, I never thought of that. So it seeped in. So now I just love these because, like what you're saying, I like looking for the little things. Oh, there's that. And then sometimes they swap them around. It's not exact, right? Like in Tenebrae, they swapped it where the two killers.
Yep.
So it's a little bit of there's two, right? This one, they were gonna say, they're like, oh, it's Carlos. And you're like, wait a second. It can't be Carlos because what the heck? Like even the guy realizes it too. Like he was there. Anyway, so it was all just impressionable. But yeah, so so did the trailer give away the ending or no?
No.
Okay. So did you guess? Were you able to guess on this one, or
we both did?
Yeah.
we both were kind of like at one point, like before the reveal, we were like, okay, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, okay. It's
the weirdo mom or whatever.
It's mom. Yeah, it's like, yeah, because when they, after they kill, I guess we can just jump around a little bit.
Sure, yeah. I mean, whatever.
When they kill Carlo, which the reveal of him being gay wasn't much of a reveal. I mean, you could have seen that coming a mile away.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, so it wasn't kind of like a shock.
Mm-hmm.
But when he died, and you're thinking back to like, okay, he was talking to
Mark.
Mark. He was talking to Mark in like the little like fountain area when old girl was killed up there. So it couldn't have been Carlo. So who did that leave? And it's like, who would have been the only other person? It's mom.
Right.
That's
yeah,
only
yeah. He's covering for it, right? He's trying to like.
Yep.
Now I gotta say that Carlo got a pretty awesome death for his troubles.
Oh my God, it was fucking savage.
That has to be one. I'd forgotten about that. I was like, oh yeah, he gets hit by the car here. He gets hit by the truck, but then he gets caught up, dragged, smashed around something, and then a car runs over his head. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
I was like, and again, it reminds me of How High, where with the bicycle, where they're run over Picklestein's bicycle and back over it. The guys come and they steal the pieces. That was dude's head. It was like, he's like pinging off the fucking garbage truck. Guys are just driving along happy as hell, talking about blood pudding and fish and chips or whatever.
Yeah, they're so happy about it. They don't even notice.
They don't care. Yeah, it's Italian, not British.
Yeah, well, he got nailed pretty good though.
Yeah, he got his ass whipped, man. Like that's the fucking hook. I'm like, oh.
I don't know if he deserved all that. He wasn't that. He wasn't even the killer.
Yeah,
but like
Patsy.
So so the girl Gianna, she's from Tenebrae. She was a secretary in Tenebrae. Mm-hmm. She'll be in Suspiria. She's in all the movies. I think she was dating Dario Argento for quite a while as well.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. Like she was absolutely like beautiful.
She's awesome. Yeah. And so what's cut out, what you didn't see, basically the 20 minutes is a lot of their relationship.
Okay.
So when she gets stabbed, it's pretty crazy because she's almost an equal person as he is. Like there's 20 minutes more footage of him and her. There's a lot of extended scenes where they're talking and they're poking fun at each other. And they even showed a little bit where they're like, he's like, oh, men are much stronger and all that. She's like, really? Let's see if you can beat me. So that kind of playful.
That was funny. That was funny as hell.
That was funny, right?
That made me laugh. Like,
yeah. So there's more to it. And you could tell that she definitely likes him and she's being a bit of the aggressor. Mm-hmm. So it plays on the mom is also the killer. See, he's done this many times now, even in Tenebrae. They play with it a little bit, but then Bird with the Crystal Plumage is full on. That girl's crazy and she's the killer. But they have to have psychological damage or something. That's another trope in these movies. The killer is someone who's suffered in some way and now is projecting that. And it's more about the style. Hey, Havoc. Hey, HBO actually had sports movie channel called Prism. Something they play a movie. Tell you the wrong was coming, different name. Tell you the wrong movie was coming off the different. Okay, I guess. But like, it's more like it's not even really about the mystery because usually 5 seconds after the mystery is solved, the villain gets killed, and then the credits roll. And I think this is the first one of the abrupt endings. It's like, okay, the killer's dead, it's over, and here come the credits. You're like, well, okay, well, hold on a second. Like, give me a second to process what happened.
Yeah, that shit happened with the quickness in this one. There was no time to think at all.
You're like, wait a minute, what happened? And then they just mentioned, oh, Gianna survived. You're like, okay. But like when you watch Suspiria has the most random abrupt ending that I've probably ever seen, except for maybe No Country for Old Men, where they just cut it in mid dialogue or whatever.
Yeah.
But like Suspiria is crazy like that. But this movie has all the tropes. So people love this one because it has all the tropes, and you can just point them out as you watch. Oh, there's that. And the cinematography on this is awesome.
I was gonna comment on that.
Yeah, go for it.
There was a lot of shots that were framed so well. Just the blood effects. And I'm not even talking the main shots. A lot of it are like the street scenes and them walking and establishing. It just looks so good. But honestly, like the kill scenes with the weapons, the close-up glamour shots on blades and stuff like that, it looks great. Like the first cleaver wound to the psychic, like that was really cool. I dug that because they showed that one in the trailer, and then she goes neck down on the glass. It was a gnarly death. That scene in the opening, like her here's I'm on the scene right now where she just beat his ass at arm wrestling. That was funny.
Well, because he was making such a big deal about it. It's like what he should have said was, on average, men are stronger, not particular, because she beat you, right? It's like you got to say, on average, men are much stronger than women. But if you take, obviously, the strongest woman could beat the weakest man. Right? Yep. It's just funny because she beat it, but she also did. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, hey, wait a minute, you did that. You didn't do the rules. And then he got all pissy about the rules. That was super funny.
Yep. Oh, it was fucking hilarious. It was, but no, they led right into like him with that first kill. You know, the street. And again, those scenes, they look so good. Like the window shot, like up from the street and then down at him. It is the hallway shots. That's another thing. Isn't that like one of the Giallo deals, like the long hallway shots?
There's a bunch of them in this movie too.
I should have counted them because I think there's at least like 4 that I can off the top of my head.
And even the ones I've been watching it as well. And like even when they're talking in that garden or whatever that is, and they're walking down the steps, even that again frame. There's a lot of guys are walking in, and then it's weird because typically the camera, will follow people, but in this weird way, it's almost like they're directing the camera in a weird way, or the camera's almost directing them, because like it'll move out and here, and then they just immediately, like that with that statue in the first part, as they start to walk, it actually pans in such a perfect way that they're like this from each other. They're like talking right at the edge of the screen. So if you actually pan and scanned that, like if you crop that movie, you'd actually lose both actors. Which is why you have to watch these in their proper format. But and then they're walking down, they're coming towards. So one of the advantages of being purely dubbed, no matter what, is that you could pull off shots where guys are way far ahead and they're coming towards the camera, towards, and they can have the dialogue because it's dubbed anyways. So, and they had some of the quirkiness was taken out of the one that I've seen the most, and the one that you just watched. But like, you remember like the chair in the car, like, he's like,
it fell down, and then the visor kept falling down.
And again, everything's happening to him to make him a little bit of a goof, so he loses to the girl. And listen, anyone could beat that girl. She is very skinny. Gianna, she is very skinny. Or Chanel error in a lot of movies and tell you the wrong name of the movie, or them. I don't think I've had that too many times where the wrong movie plays. That was like back in the TV guide days. You'd look at the TV guide and you're like, holy shit, this is on. You're like, hey, that's not on.
Remember waiting for it to have to scroll when you couldn't like adjust it? Yeah. And then you'd have to wait for it to come back around. Oh, I hated that.
Now it's like it's all different. But so like some of that was neat. But you did have the beginning with the kid with the traumatic death. Starts off immediately with that stabbing. And that's going to play a factor. But again, old houses, gateways, like terraces, balconies, weird kids. There's always some weird kid, like that weird girl who's like torturing lizards or something. What the shit is that all about? Like,
because at first when her dad called her over and he just smacked her in the face, I was like, whoa.
That's awesome.
Like, holy shit, dude, that escalated quickly. Like, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah, I actually wrote in my notes, slap the kid. What the shit happened there? It's like, boom, get the shit.
And then you see the little future serial killer. There's like a needle driven through this lizard. I'm like, what the fuck?
And why was there a needle through a bird? Okay, there's a lot of things. You see, these movies, the thing, I don't want to say they're acquired taste because that makes it sound like they're bad or something, but it's once you get into it, you're going to appreciate them more and more. And this is why I started with Tenebrae, because that one is just a kick-ass movie no matter how you look at it. Yeah. And I was like, if I get people, like, you don't start off with, I don't know, like if you pick them, you know, like I can't think, don't start with like Star Wars episode, 9 or something stupid, right? Like you start with start with like 4, 5, 6 or whatever. Yep. And then the other ones become easier to digest, right? If I start with Tenebrae, you're like, this is awesome. And then I can't remember, was it Bird next or Black Lace? I don't remember. Maybe Bird was second.
Yeah, Bird with the Crystal Plumage
was the second one, right?
Yeah.
That one, to show you the roots, like that's the beginning. That's not the beginnings of it, but that's like the everything is in this movie now. Black Gloves is like Blood and Black Lace had a lot of the things, but not all of it. But that's the first one that had all of it. Because Blood and Black Lace, it's still the detectives and stuff talking too, right? Like the cops get written out of these very quickly. They show up in the beginning.
Yeah, they were just non-existent through most of the movie.
Yeah. And I mean, it's to the point where you're like, oh yeah, where are the, like what? But once you know the formulas, you stop questioning things. Like even when I'm watching these, I stopped long time back. I've stopped trying to piece together the mystery, because you're watching this, and my initial problems with this movie was that in Tenebrae, it was much easier for me to follow the clues. Whereas in this one, I found them to be more abstract. Like he found a photograph, like, okay, I guess he's just going to find that building. It felt like he came upon clues slightly easier, like they almost came to him. But in the longer version, it does show more investigating. However, the problem is that it brings the movie slower. I find this one slow at certain times, but you almost needed that time to explain it. But now when you added more time to explain it, I came to realize that the explanation doesn't need to be there as much, because the mystery is not that great of a mystery. It's like, okay, this psycho woman traumatized her son. That's it. That is the story. Like that's all that there is. There isn't anything. There's not a twist like this kind of thing. Bad parents and screw their kids up, and the mom's psychotic. That's not anything that's new, even for 1975 or whatever this came out. So that's not a new story. But I came to realize that it doesn't matter. What matters is that the motion of going through the investigation, the camera shots, the crazy deaths that come out of nowhere, characters get introduced for the first time that you've never seen before, that are important, have important information, and they're slaughtered. They're introduced, we realize what information they have, and they're killed in the same scene, right? There's no buildup. Like in slasher movies, this is why these are different. Slasher movies, all the characters are shown in the beginning.
Yep.
And then you're waiting for them to be removed as you guess who the killer is. But in this one, you're only following the guy. Mark is who you're following, a little bit Gianna, but really it's Mark's movie. And when you're introduced to people, they get killed off, but Mark's not even there. Like he comes upon them after the fact, right? So it's weird. The investigation starts right away in these movies, but the reveal is quick and then it's over. Whereas in slashers or mystery slashers, because we know Jason, but like let's say when Friday 13th Part 1, you don't know who it is. That is the reveals at the end, and then it's a long explanation, right? The whole, like the end of Friday 1, it's like that whole scene is long, and she talks, oh, Jason was my son. They weren't paying attention. It's this big exposition of all, which explains everything that we've just seen. Whereas in this one, so it was you. Yeah, I'm crazy. Okay, she's dead. And the credits.
Yeah.
Okay, whoa, what the shit? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, right? The characters that came on screen and died, like that woman had information, about she's dead. It's like, okay, the psychic, I feel a murder, dead. You thought that this psychic woman was going to stay around and do something.
I thought she was going to be like a more important part of the movie, but no, she was killed off like that.
Yeah, and she's a foreigner. She could have been.
Yep.
Yep.
She was like from Germany.
She's German, and she looked German, but she's actually French. I think I actually watched an interview with her on this 4K.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's French, but she said I had to look like a foreigner. Like that was literally. It's like I need pretty girl that looks like she doesn't belong in Italy, right? So that's her. She has like a very angular face. She did look German. I bought that too. I thought maybe she was German.
Did too.
But anyways. Because and then you got these psychiatrist guys. Oh, Dr. So-and-so. I don't even remember their names. I've seen this movie like 4 or 5 times. It's like Dr. So-and-so, Professor So-and-so. Who cares? Like they're going to have their little clue. The guy finds out, I know who did it because she wrote it on that thing.
Yep.
And then it's like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah. As soon as he figured it out, you're like, he's just chilling in his house having tea, which I was like, God damn, this dude's house is huge.
Oh, it's awesome.
And next thing you know, he's just, holy shit, he had to like bite the corner and get his mouth smashed into the corner of everything. I was cringing. My wife sitting next to me on the couch. I was like, oh, yeah. Like right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that shit got me. I was like, ugh. Like, yeah, it was bad. And one other thing I wanted to point out, it's funny when Mark is walking down the street with Carlo, and he's got the cigarette in his mouth. He never smokes a cigarette.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He's had one in his hand in different scenes. He never lights it.
Yeah. I haven't had time to, these are more recent. So all of these movies that I had were all DVDs, and this Arrow Video and Umbrella Entertainment and all these guys releasing these now in 4K with like super features and all this. It's like the Beyond, Lucio Fulci's Beyond. I'm not kidding you. It's 6 discs. It's one movie, and it's a 6-disc set. We haven't watched the Beyond yet, but we will watch the Beyond for sure. That's a fucking awesome.
I've never seen any Fulci, so
yeah. Oh, you need to get accustomed to this because all of the extreme bits of this are more extreme, and so the nudity and the sex is more in his. The gore and violence is more in his. So everything that you see in these, it's just heightened in his movies, like to the point where, like, I'm not sure if your wife might just be like, yeah, I'm good, right? Like I'm good on this one, right? It's not Terrifier levels, but Damien took more inspiration from Fulci than he would have taken from Dario, right? Based on his, lineage or whatever, right? Because his movies are more heightened violence, but there's some really awesome ones, and there's a lot of weird. I just got Don't Torture a Duckling, which is like this little boy, and there's like a nude woman right there with the little boy. She's like, oh, do you want to come over? I'll teach you about this and that. You're like, this is like, how are they even filming this? Like, what is going on? But anyway, yeah, back to this one. I love that doll that came in, and it's so random.
It just comes riding through. I was like, I wonder if was it Lee Wanell and was it James Wan?
Wan, yeah, for sure.
From Saw, like that's where they got the inspiration for that.
100%. And like the hanging dolls on the like the like,
noose.
Noose, no. You can see where people are getting this from. That's the other thing. Like now that you've expanded just in these few movies that we've watched, your knowledge is now expanding and expanding. You're going to get to the point where you're like, I know where all of this is from now. You're going to watch, you start watching another movie. You're like, oh shit. Yeah. That's from Tenebrae. What?
Yep.
I mean, that's why you got to do these. You got to go back and and watch some of the, it's great to watch some of the new stuff and be like, that was cool. But, yeah, some of these like the and clearly saw that was Billy. Like, I mean, that doll is Billy.
And we talked about this. It's been like a couple movies in a row that we've been hitting these points where it's like, oh shit, well, this came from this, and this is where, and I love that, especially when it's like a giallo movie that is clearly influencing like American filmmaking.
Yeah. Yeah, they're watching these for sure.
Oh, these are they're very niche. Like I will say, they're very niche, but I really enjoy it. I do, and this is, like I said, this was one. And David Hemming's Mark, I liked him as a lead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was like kind of like an everyman.
Yeah.
You know, which I like that part of it. Like he's not like this big macho hero, obviously.
Right.
Dude's like a piano player. But he has like his investigative skills. Although his common sense going up in that big ass house at night. Okay, and that's another thing. That glass fell. Jesus God in heaven, that should have cut his eye out.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God. Like that was gnarly, and it only got like tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah, I've heard worse. But they did. But you said it. They set him up because it's an old woman who's the killer, so they have to make it plausible that she might be able to somehow defeat this guy. So they showed skinny Gianna beat him in an arm wrestling thing, and then they tried again, and she kind of won. But I don't know. So he's not making the right decisions. He's friends with someone who's in that plays for that team or whatever. So he's a little bit in it. He's not too, so it's like, he's a bit soft. He's a musician, he's softer. And that plays a factor in, maybe this woman is this mom is obviously a hardcore bitch, right? Like, and I love that she's saying the names wrong too. Mm-hmm. It's you, Anthony. It's like, no, my name, or was this like, no, that's not my name.
You're an engineer.
Yeah, you're an engineer. Sorry, you're an engineer. Yeah, it's like, I'm not.
And that's you talked about him being soft. I don't mean to interrupt you, bro.
Yeah, no.
I wanted to make this point though, because he Carlos says it to him. He goes, he said something about politics, and he goes, we're different classes. He goes, I'm more the proletariat and you're the bourgeoisie. I was like, I just call him a commie. Right. That explains why he's soft.
Right.
But no, I was like, he did make a point to say that when they were talking in the street. And I just kind of like, he called him bourgeoisie. I'm like, and it makes sense though. It makes sense because he even said, he goes, your music, you're more for the art of it, and I'm like, yep, that makes sense. But yeah, so it does lean into his character traits more and who he is. I thought the other doctor, the guy with the long hair that bit the corner of the fireplace there, he looked like what's his name? Jesus, from No Country. You mentioned No Country for Old Men. Javier Bardem.
Shukur or whatever.
Anton Chigurh. I was like, he kind of looked like Anton Chigurh a little bit there. If he shaved his beard. But no, that the other doctor nothing ever happened to him though.
He seemed slight, I don't want to say useless, but he seemed like he was just there to be there. Like, like he's just there as another professor. It's like, well, I think it could be this. Well, yeah, okay, thanks. Like,
nothing of you said or have said is of any consequence to the story.
Right.
You're just a plot device, basically. You're a set piece.
Right. Yeah, you're just there to be. Yeah. Even in the beginning, they did. The thing is, it's like these movies are older, and you have to know the region. So in the beginning of this movie, when I first watched this, I remember this when I watched it again. And I've seen this probably like 4 times, not as much as Tenebrae, but decent amount. So this is like my 4th viewing, and it's my first viewing of the full version. But in the beginning, they showed the scene, or they cut in between showing the toys and the marbles and the doll and whatever. And they cut the trauma in, and it's very difficult to tell. Is it a little girl that's seeing this, or is it a little boy? So that also plays into it, because we see that he ends up he's gay, but that also it's part of the story, but it misleads you because you're not sure who those people are. Typically in a movie, they would show a scene and then they would fade out, and then they'd fade into the person whose memory that was, so that the audience is like, oh, that's that guy, right? But you see, Dario doesn't. They don't do that in these movies. They kind of throw you off because you're like, wait, what? So it's like you just saw this random scene. You're like, well, what the shit was all that about? And you're like, oh, I guess they'll start to explain that. And then they just don't. And it's not even addressed until he finds their old house. And not even then he starts scraping the plaster away to see that someone had colored over it. And as he's revealing that slowly, you're like, what the hell is this now? It's like, oh shit, that's creepy and weird. Like, what was this drawing and why is it randomly here? And so
yeah, because all you see is a little bit of color peeking through it first.
Yeah. These movies are all style. They're not all style. They're all style and a lot of substance, not all substance. There is stuff going on, but it's so much style that you lose yourself. Like, I tend to lose myself in it. And then once a murder happens, you're like, oh shit, that was crazy. Because the murders are always extreme and they always come like boom right there. Like, oh shit, here you go. As soon as someone's alone. And the other thing too is like these killers go to their house. This is another thing that I noticed too. Slasher guys usually take opportunities, right? Like if you think it's like, oh, they're alone. Okay, I can get them. This killer in a lot of these, they're going to the person's house. Even in Bird with the Crystal Plumage,
yep,
the person's at home, maybe in their nightgown or getting a tea or something, or sitting down. This girl's, like getting in the shower. I'm watching where the girl gets her face burnt in the water, and it's like they're just at home. So the killers have to trek out, to the person's home to get them. So it's a lot of these home invasion murders or whatever. And I think even in Blood and Black Lace, shit, yeah, all of them are like that. Tenebrae. Yeah. That's kind of interesting. I don't know. There must be some hidden, I don't know, like even you're not even safe at home. I don't know what there's some kind of subtext going on. I can't really figure it out, but like it's in all of them. I never thought of that. It's like, yeah, every single one of these movies has this. So it definitely means something. Yeah, you're not safe at home, or the killer can strike at any moment. It also throws the audience off guard too. Not if you've seen these movies though. Now that you've seen 5 or 6 of them, you're gonna, like, anything that I show you now is just gonna be like, yeah, I saw that coming. I know it's I know what's gonna happen here, right?
I'm at this spot with it's funny. Her name's Amanda Rigetti, which is the name of the actress. From Friday the 13th, 2009, and she was also in the OC. But the Rigetti woman, she lives out in the middle of nowhere. Like, she's out in the country, and so this is like the woman is going to great lengths, and it's in the middle of the day. Like she fucking broke in broad daylight, and it's like, it's never explained how she got there. So does she teleport? Is she a Deadite?
She teleports. She hangs those dolls. She has time to set up a doll. Again, all of these movies, we watched Inferno, which is not a giallo, but it's sort of adjacent to it. It's like a supernatural.
That one's supernatural.
You're right. But I mean, these are supernatural anyways, because the killer is doing things that nobody can do. It's not even like Jason. Like, I know, like, well, Friday the 13th Part 1 is realistic. Okay. But then later they start to get, as you progress, they get more crazy. But these are all dreamlike movies. They're all weird. Again, I'm watching it now. Now she's laying there dead, and he sees the mirror, and then he's in front of the mirror, and you see the body, but then you cut away, and it's like a top view, and now you see them this way. The angles are weird. Like, every angle is something interesting to look at. Like, and now he's in this greenhouse, and again, they're framing it where the two guys are here, and you see the full greenhouse behind them. Like, why doesn't he move the camera over so they're more centered? Because he wants you to see the entire landscape that they've got here. I'm watching it. I don't have a digital copy of this, but it's actually on YouTube in a shittier quality version. So I'm watching it off of YouTube.
I got it on Shudder.
On Shudder, yeah. So that should look pretty good on Shudder, right?
Yep. It was a very clean copy.
Yeah. But yeah, again, telepathy. They talk about, in the beginning of this movie, they're talking about telepathy, psychic powers. They mention insects. That he says insects, the reason why this is important, insects can communicate, right? because later with Phenomenon with Donald Pleasance and Jennifer Connelly, that's Dario Argento made a movie with the two of them in it. So it's Donald Pleasance and Jennifer Connelly, and she can control bugs, and they're chasing the killer, and she can use the bugs to like help her out or whatever. The movie was called Creepers in North America, but it's actually called Phenomenon. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that eventually. I think that's the one with an Iron Maiden song in it, or it could be opera that has Iron Maiden. I don't remember. Okay. But it's Donald Pleasance and Jennifer Connelly, so that's kind of a neat one to watch. I remember watching it and thinking, yeah, it's okay. Like, I think once you've seen Tenebrae and like Suspiria, Inferno, Bird, and like that one's a bit. I think that's a tamer one. It was trying to be more marketable because it's got Donald Pleasance and Jen Connelly, so they're trying to market that one a bit more. To everybody, you're like, just do your thing.
Right. It's more, it was an attempt at a mainstream type.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, mainstream Argento is still better than, whatever's coming, whatever slop is being served up now as, a horror, right? So,
horror, quote unquote.
Right.
But no, I was laughing too. Because he's like in that house and he's scraping off the plaster. I was like, damn, he didn't even rent this house. He's in there just fucking up the drywall.
I love it. I know. I thought that too. And you know what? It's funny because when I first saw this movie, I wasn't a homeowner. And, and as you watch, sometimes you watch these movies and you change your, I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. If that was my plan, if I was trying to rent this house, I'd be pissed off. Like, what are you doing?
Well, yeah. Then he busts through that wall where the window, because I was trying to figure out because he went and he tore that page out of the book in the library.
Right.
Which was a picture of the house. Right. And then he keeps looking at it and I'm like, what the hell is he looking for? And then he's like, the window.
Yes.
So he busts through that and then he drops his flashlight and then he mysteriously has his flashlight back. And I noticed that. I think he went down and he had to go down and get it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few things like, remember when he discovered the girl, he came into her house and he's touching shit. When he comes out, so in the extended version, when he comes out, Gianna picks him up and she's like, did you touch stuff? She's like, your fingerprints could be all over there. And the reason why it amps up is that he says, you know what? The cops are going to think I did it. I've got to find out who's the killer right now. So that's why he's more desperate. So he starts doing more. See, again, the extended cut shows he's desperate. He's like, shit, I've only got a couple. They're like, well, he's like, they're going to probably find the body in a day. It's like they'll find it the next day because that housemate or whatever. He's like, so I've got to amp my investigation quickly because once they start searching for evidence and dusting, they'll find fingerprints now. And Gianna's like, well, your fingerprints aren't going to be in their database. He's like, that's true. But he goes, they do know me, so they might question, right? So he's like nervous. So he's like, I want to amp this up or whatever. So it does explain, it doesn't really matter. It's a movie. So you're like, okay. See, that's my thing. It explains it, but then I realized that it doesn't really matter. It just drags the movie down because it's not really about a mystery. It doesn't matter. Like, I love this movie knowing that it was the woman. Even if somebody watches this and says, oh, they gave it away, it won't matter. Like,
right.
It's the music, cinematography, the tension, the angle, the camera shots, like, it's the experience of going through it. It's not so much like, wait a minute, how did this plot detail work out? I don't get it,
Mm-hmm.
Like the painting on the wall, it was like her face, which I thought was kind of a cool. It was a reflection of her face. Did you notice I guess they showed the face in the trailer, right? Or no?
Yeah. I thought that shit was pretty cool. I was like,
Yeah, she's like right there, and because that other painting had all those faces, you didn't really think too much. It's like, okay.
No.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was a neat little detail they put in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty neat how you have all like they lay everything out. Yeah, now that I look back on some of the movies we've watched, I was like, yep. And I did that with this one too. I was like, as soon as somebody was isolated, I'm like, yeah, they're dead.
Yeah,
they're
dead. Yeah.
Yep. Like dude's getting ready to bite every surface of his house right now, like a fucking rogue toddler. Yeah. I was like, yep, he's alone. He's gonna die. Like, hope you enjoyed your last cup of tea, sir.
Yeah. Well, he also figured out the killer. As soon as See, the thing is that how did the killer see again? It is supernatural. How did the killer know that he found out who the killer was?
Yeah, she wouldn't have still been lurking around the crime scene at that point.
Right. But it doesn't matter because that's not what it is about. And I think a lot of these foreign movies are like that, not just Giallo, but anything. Like you're either into it or you're not that into it, right? Like my wife has seen, she's seen me watch. She's like, oh, these look kind of cool, but yeah, it's not for me. Right. And then, a couple of my buddies, that's why I warned you about the dubbing. First thing I said was, okay, just to let you know, it's dubbed, because I got, a couple of my buddies were like, wait, why is it all weird? Is this dubbed or something? It's like, nah, I can't watch it. And it's just like shut down. Like I can't get into it. Like
it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me at all. I'm used to it now anyways. So
yeah.
To me, it's part of it. I actually have the option. So the 4K comes with Italian movie, with the Italian language and subtitles. Hey, Draven. I actually don't use because my wife was like, well, why don't you watch it with the subtitles? Like, I don't like it. I kind of want the dubbing because
yep.
I feel like that's what that is what I would have seen in the theater.
Yeah.
That's what I would have seen. Draven doesn't like subtitles.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. I mean, I want, if the filmmaker wanted me to watch it with the subtitles, then I'll watch it that way. Mm-hmm. But in these cases, they were brought out in North America dubbed. That is their intention is to dub it, which is why they get English actors as the leads so that the English parts match. Yep. Right. I wanted to I'd read a book, but you wouldn't really read a book though, would you, Draven? So that's kind of disingenuous. So I read a book. Well, then go read a book.
He's misrepresenting himself.
It's like, yeah. Oh, I'm just watching here with this lizard. How do they do that? There's like a needle through the lizard. Is that real? I wonder if that's real.
Back then, it probably was.
I mean, did I tell you that movie Thriller where they actually stabbed the person's eye? Like they actually stabbed a dead corpse's eye? Oh, this is crazy. It's a movie called Thriller. Oh, you've seen, oh my gosh. Kill Bill?
Yeah.
Kill Bill. You saw Kill Bill. Uh-huh. So Volume 2, Daryl Hannah, she has the patch. That's based on this. So they call her One Eye. So the English version is called They Call Her One Eye. The real version is called Thriller, A Cruel Picture. And so I have that on 4K, of course, the best edition you can get. And in it, so when I saw this movie, they get the girl and the guy stabs her eye out, right? And I was like, well, that looked like incredibly good. And this movie's old and that looked weird. You can tell. You're like, that was weird. So I researched it and they got a corpse. They actually got a corpse from the morgue. The morgue gave them a corpse and they just zoomed it in and they stabbed a real corpse's eye for that shot. Now it is a corpse, but I mean, okay, that is pretty messed up.
That's fucking gnarly.
That's gnarly. But the thing is, I watched this, I was like, whoa, that looked very good. Right? I was like, this is not effects. I was like, that looked very, very good.
First time you watch it. First time you watch it, you're like, damn, that looked good. That looked good. Damn, that looked real. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's probably real. Yeah,
that's probably real. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, that really happened because there's a silent movie about Joan of Arc, which is it's a silent film. Mm-hmm. And at one point they bleed her. So they stab her arm and blood comes out. And I'm like, this is like 1930 something. And it's silent film. And I was like, this looks incredibly good. And yep, they really did. They had a stunt person. And they stabbed the thing and blood just shot right out. It was real.
Jesus.
It's real. And I was like, oh, I knew it. I was like, this looked too good. And I mean, whatever. They just like, we're making a movie, man. Like, whatever, do what you gotta do.
That's so messed
up. That's
so
messed up. Yeah, they would never imagine like, like Angelina Jolie sitting down and okay, stab my arm now. Yeah, right.
Yeah, go ahead and just fucking stab me. Wait, what?
But I love the animal death. Yeah, the pin through I love stabbing that bird. That was awesome.
Yep. Yeah, the bird caught a shank.
Why is it like flopping around my face? Get out of my face, you stupid bird. I was good. Oh yeah, they talk about a haunted house, which again plays into the. I'm just looking at my notes now.
Oh, that's the house with the screaming child.
Yeah,
and it's gender neutral, so it doesn't give it away.
Yes, yeah, and then they even play, and then the killer always plays that nah, like that stupid kid song or whatever.
The children's nursery rhyme, which Mark goes and buys the record of.
Right. Yep. There was also one shot of two dogs randomly fighting each other, and I just noted it because it was one quick cut of two dogs fighting. I don't know if it's in the one you saw. It doesn't matter. You may have missed it because it was so fast. And I just thought, what is the like? It's just there. Like,
yeah, it doesn't serve any purpose. Like, what is this shot for?
Yeah, the purpose is to be weird.
Right.
And Dario, the purpose is if you're ever sitting there watching one of these movies and you're thinking to yourself, why is this happening right now? The answer is because it's awesome. because why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I'm trying to see Plaster. We talked about that. The drawing, we talked about that. That robotic doll was so weird. What else I'm trying to? Oh yeah, Teeth Smashed. I wrote that down because and you already mentioned that.
Oh, that was that got me.
Yeah, that is nasty. We talked about this already.
Yeah, it was very, very fucked up. I was like I said, man, I was watching that the shit with the teeth smashing. That just yeah. Yeah,
she got him pretty good. The little girl who's the future serial killer. I love that. Okay, she's torturing animals, so that's a red flag. I love that she's going to the archives of the school and stealing weird pictures.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? It's like, where did you get that drawing? And it's like, and then because it was because you couldn't tell the kid's identity in the beginning. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be an obvious flashback because of the time period and you could see like kind of like the way the room is decorated. So it's not a present day thing, but then you're like, well, who's this kid? Why does she have this drawing? It's like, oh, I stole it. Like I was cleaning the archives and I found these weird pictures that some kid with mental problems drew. And I thought they were cool and kept them. You're like, okay, that is weird.
Yeah. That's a big red flag.
And it's like, and the father stops. It's like, I love they just slap. It's like slap the serial killer out of her. It's like,
oh yeah, he didn't hold back, man. He just slapped the shit out of her.
Gianna Stab, we kind of talked about that. That was a shocker. Did you think Gianna was the killer for a moment there in that end part?
I did for a moment. I honestly thought it was her. I'm like, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Gianna. She was, but just for a minute because it didn't make sense after when you really looked at it. It's like, wait a minute. You know, you're looking, it's like, okay, she wasn't here, but is she capable of I don't,
she seemed a bit too nice. Whereas
yeah,
and I think the guy's mom seemed weird. Like there's a difference between, she's unassuming versus you're acting slightly weird. Like, and you're thinking, well, maybe she's an old woman, so she's a bit mad, but she was just very weird.
I love the poster for this. Psycho, The Exorcist, Jaws. Now there's Deep Red.
Yeah. Lucio. Well, probably both, but Dario loves Hitchcock, and there's a shit ton of like Hitchcockian themes in this too. This actually happens in the movie, which is cool, and that is the butcher knife that she uses.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, and this idea of using broken glass that gets pushed to the max in Suspiria. I think Suspiria is after this. Hold on. So let me see here for a second. Bird with Crystal Plumage was the first one, and that is his first movie that he directed. Then he did Cat o' Nine Tails. We'll do that eventually.
Okay.
Four Flies on Grey Velvet. I just bought that and I've never seen it. So let me watch it first. Then it's Deep Red. Then it's Suspiria. And I mean, Dawn of the Dead, I'm assuming you've seen that anyway. That's not a Giallo movie. He didn't direct it. That's George.
Yeah.
That's, but he produced it or whatever.
I was going to say I own that one on VHS.
Yeah, I own that one on VHS also. Inferno we watched, Tenebrae we watched. After Tenebrae's Phenomenon, and then it's the Demons movies, but he didn't direct those. Those are just like he wrote and produced those.
Okay.
Trauma. I just got Trauma on 4K. I haven't seen it. Opera, I just got that on 4K. I have seen that before, and I watched the 4K. Maybe we'll do that one. That one, the kills in that one are awesome. But
that one's from the 80s, right? Opera.
Yeah, so Opera is 1987. So now we're getting into like kind of like modern. So there's a little bit of more modern sensibilities to it too, and like that's one where like there's he tapes these needles to her cheeks so she can't close her eyes, and then he forces her to watch the killing and stuff. So it's like, so if she closes her eyes, she'll poke herself with the needles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. But the deaths are freaking like awesome. You're like, yeah. The story's like okay, and the girl is very cute. So you're following on a girl. She's very cute. So I can get through the movie with that. But it's all of the stuff that we know. It's just slightly. There's something slightly off about it. But we'll definitely do it. Trauma I haven't seen, so I have to watch that one. Phantom of the Opera, I have it, but it's not a Giallo movie. Sleepless I haven't watched that in a while. Card Player, I got that on 4K, I haven't watched it for a while. Mother of Tears is the third one of the Suspiria trilogy. Giallo I've never seen. Dracula I haven't seen that. Dark Glasses I haven't seen that. That's a Giallo as well. I haven't seen that. So there's a few that I don't own. I own almost every movie he's made in 4K or at least Blu-ray. But yeah, this poster is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's kind of neat.
Because everything is involved in the movie. Like the corpse is the one he finds in the room, the hidden room.
Yeah.
That was the dad.
And hey, is that the mom's reflection?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, that is very cool. Hey, Dave C. They pump it up with Psycho, Exorcist, Jaws, Exorcist. Yeah. Yeah, I think, Psycho's a masterpiece, obviously. The Exorcist is very good, and Jaws is a masterpiece also. So those are all masterpiece movies. I haven't seen Exorcist in a long time.
Me either. The last one I watched those was The Exorcist 3 with George C. Scott.
I love it.
That movie is one of the most underrated horror movies.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's found an audience in the last like decade or so.
Yeah.
Because that was such an underrated movie. People slept on it because it was the third Exorcist movie, but it really takes it back to its roots, comparatively speaking to the second one, which is just a complete faux pas.
Yeah, it's that Heretic. I haven't seen that. That's John Boorman. I like John Boorman movies, Excalibur and Zardoz. People don't like Zardoz, but they're wrong and stupid. If someone says they don't like Zardoz, they're firstly they're completely wrong, and then B, they're stupid. So you could just take my word for it.
I've never seen it, but I'm aware of what it is.
Sean Connery. I actually love it in a not in a non-funny way. Like I actually think it's a very good movie. It's wild, yes. I think Zardoz is a good movie. I think it's very good. Yeah. It looks cheesy because of the costuming and the budgetary constraints. And some of the acting is a bit goofy, but the idea is actually awesome. I like it. It's like Barbarella, which is a silly, fun movie. But Zardoz actually has a point. Barbarella doesn't really have a point. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Like I really like Deep Red a lot. I think everyone loves this one because it has all of those things in one movie. And it's like if I showed this to you, if you watched this one first, you'd be like, okay, now I know what Giallo is, and then all the other ones have similar things, or sometimes they change it around. Like this one is your sort of, like what is a slasher movie? Watch Halloween Part 1. Like There you go. That's a slasher. That has everything in it.
Yep.
So this is what's a Giallo movie? Oh, here. Oh, let me explain to you. No. Just tell me one movie. Okay, just watch Deep Red and that's it. It's like, Friday 13th Part 1, slasher movie, generic slasher movie. But do you think Part 1 is the best? Maybe not, right? No. Like you don't even think Halloween Part 1 is the best, right? You like Part 4. Do you like Part 4 better than 1, or?
I personally.
Yeah, I got you.
They're right there for me.
Yeah.
I acknowledge that 1 is vastly superior in terms of its, impact on the genre, and it's a classic. Right. It is. It's the quintessential slasher movie.
Yeah.
I saw Part 4 first.
Right.
And I think a lot of it holds up to Part 1. It has its missteps, but it is what it is. But yeah, I love those equally,
Yeah. So same concept. There's the which one do you like more? Which one is the better one? Like that might be two different questions. That might be two different answers.
Yeah.
See, Tenebrae for me, it just has everything going for it. So to me, that's like a 10 out of 10 like masterpiece. I mean, this is probably a 10 out of 10. I'll give this one a 9, maybe just because. Only because I just felt a little bit. It's like it could have tightened it up, but then I realized if you tighten it up more than it was already tightened up, you'd lose the story. So I'm between a 9 and a 10, to be honest. Like I could just say this is also a 10. If I don't give this a 10, everybody in the Facebook group will like despise me and kick me out because this is like everyone's 10 out of 10. But I'm trying to be a bit more like scrutinizing and be like, well, I don't know. Like it's a bit slow at parts. And I do like, I love that in Tenebrae that the writer is a second killer because that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That was left field.
That was super left field. But again, Tenebrae comes, when is it? How many after? Hold on. So yeah, Tenebrae is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th movie after this. So you're talking about a guy who now has perfected what, so he can be like, now I can do this. And then he can throw these curveballs because at that point, he knows you've seen the other movies and he knows that you're waiting for the reveal. So when the reveal comes and the movie hasn't ended, you're almost like, oh, what the shit? That was weird. Because when the reveal happens in Tenebrae, the movie doesn't end. Every other time, it just ends, right? Like that girl in Bird with Crystal Plumage, she attacks them. They kind of fight her off. That's it. She's done. The movie's done. But this one, it didn't end in Tenebrae. Like, wait a minute, how can that be? Why is it not ending? Something's wrong. Wait, something's wrong. It's not. The movie's not over. Something's wrong. It's like, why is it over? But he can play with your emotions that way, right? I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. What are you giving this one? Maybe you can.
I'm gonna go 9.5, man.
I'm giving it a 10 then.
This is a 9.5.
I'm giving it a 10.
I just damn, man. I'm entertained by these, and like I said, I love the cinematography. Goblin's score is on point, except for that one. That's like the only thing I can knock it for. That little 0.5% point right there. That little 0.5. That's for that one little riff. In that one scene, that's the only thing I can mark this movie down over is that one little riff. If they re-edit the whole movie and just drop that part of the score out, I give it a 10. Right. But no, this is a great movie. It really is. And it's funny you mentioned, Tenebrae that was the first one we watched. It was so perfect.
I know, it's perfect. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's funny because, and then there's movies I haven't seen any of the ones that have come after that yet, though. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting to see how the quality holds up, because there's every franchise has its apex, and then the downward descent starts. For like we talked about Friday the 13th, it was part 6. Part 6 is the apex.
Oh yeah.
And then 7 and 8, which I do enjoy 7 and 8. I really do. Yeah. But they are downhill to the point where New Line or Paramount sold the New Line.
Yeah.
So sold the rights. So you have to acknowledge it. And I believe Halloween was Halloween 4.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I love H2O. Part 5 is dumb as fuck, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
6, Curse of Michael Myers, depending on which cut you watch, is a mess, but it's still a kick-ass movie. Resurrection is just, it's like the window licking cousin of the franchise, but it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I do like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
So, but you get to part 4 and then it's like bang. And that's actually only 3 entries. If you take Season of the Witch out of it, that's 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
So technically it's part 3. And after that, it's downhill. And that includes the David Gordon Green trilogy.
I think Halloween is, Michael Myers, there's some characters that are more difficult because you're centered, like Jason doesn't speak, but Jason always has that foundation of that first movie to give you the backstory and his reasoning. And then the rage never ended, right? Like all this bad things happened. He died twice. He died physically as a boy, but then he mentally died when he lost his mother. So he died in the physical form, and then later at the end of part 1, when he saw his mother decapitated, he dies a mental form. So it's like you can see Michael Myers doesn't speak, but because he has no origin, he should not have an origin. That is true. He should not have an origin.
No.
So Michael Myers has to be in someone else's movie. Like Jason can lead his own movie, and Freddy can lead his own movie because Freddy's a character with Freddy in some terms is the best of these because he himself is a character.
He has a personality.
He's a personality. He's fun and he's neat. So he can lead his movies. Jason can lead them in another way because we understand what he's doing. Michael Myers, we never got the reason for him. So the movie, he has to be part of a movie. It's like Pinhead. Pinhead can't be the leader of his movie. What's he going to do in hell? Like, there has to be another story around Pinhead.
Yep.
So how good is that story? And how many times can you repeat it before you're like, it's like, okay, like 5, it's okay. Well, why don't we say he's a druid or something? It's like, oh, that's fucking weird. Like, why is that
right.
happening? Like,
the
it's just Cult of Thorn. And it's like, and in part 5, they only introduced it. So it seemed neat. You're like, oh, this might be like, I remember seeing part 6 in the theater. I was jacked up. I was like, shit, yeah, here we go. Like, guys, there's like 6 of us that went. Like, it was like everybody I knew that liked horror. We took up like, half a row of the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh, that was cool, I guess, but kind of weird. And like, Jamie's dead. What the hell? That sucked. Like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah. And Danielle Harrison got emancipated to play the role. And then
I know
they fucking recast it, which made no sense.
That's nonsense.
We were talking about Friday the 13th and Jason dying. And I wanted to bring this up, this theory, and that Jason never drowned as a boy and he really lived in the woods and he helped his mom with the killings in part 1, which explained how bodies were tossed through windows because there was no way that Mrs. Voorhees was physically strong enough to do that.
No. Yeah. I mean, sure. We only have her word for it that he drowned. You know? Comic Jason had died from you. Yeah, I know. I actually don't like that. I know people marked out for that when in Jason Goes to Hell, they thought that was kind of a neat idea. I didn't really like that because you don't need to merge every horror movie. Like it's like, I love Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, the Evil Dead 2, like all 3 of those, and even the shows and stuff. And some of the new Evil Deads are pretty cool. So I love Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell's like my ultimate favorite, whatever. But I don't need Evil Dead now in everything. Like, we're going to throw the book, we're going to throw the Necronomicon into every franchise to make it, oh, look how cool we are. It's like, you just, like, Freddy and Jason together is already a bit of a stretch, but kind of neat just because they're the 2 big icons. But I don't know. I don't like that. I did like, there was a Jason and Leatherface comic.
I've heard of that.
I have those issues, and that was neat because he's with the Sawyers. And then they turn on him, and they literally say Jason, like, he's walking away at the end, and it says, oh, Jason could have gone back and just killed them all, but he was just like, forget it, I'll just go back to the lake, that's where I'm supposed to be, or something. So it's kind of a neat comic. But yeah, I mean, I love Ash, but I would not have wanted Ash to be fighting, because Evil Dead and Army of Darkness became more of a comedy, fun adventure series right? Only the first one's really a full horror movie. The second one has too much goofiness to be scary. Even though I love Evil Dead 2. That's not a knock on it. It's just, I don't know. Did you like Ash? Yeah, I liked Ash versus the Evil Dead TV series because it had Bruce Campbell in it.
I only saw a couple episodes. I didn't make it through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's Bruce Campbell, but it's more Army of Darkness than Evil Dead. So it depends.
Very
Some
much.
people don't like that. Like some people think, I wish it would have stayed horror, right?
I didn't mind it. It's nothing that I was like I quit watching because I didn't like it. It was just something that like I was in the middle of watching it and then I stopped and I just never went back to it.
Yeah,
and
I never saw season 3 yet, and I own it.
Yeah, that one, like I said, that was a good show. Speaking of shows, we were talking Friday the 13th before we go. Crystal Lake is coming out this year. It's scheduled for release later this year. And they had an article drop on Friday the 13th franchise.com on January 7th. I didn't get a chance to do a video on this, but they were discussing the prospect of teenage Jason, a version of him appearing in the show. And this might lean into that theory that, he was helping her with the murders, which if they did that, I'm not even going to be upset about it. Because I want one season of Pamela, and then I want him to get right into fucking adult Jason.
Right.
I would love, like, this is the thing that killed me about when Brian Fuller had to leave because of the legal action and all that from the lawsuit, which we covered here. If you guys don't know about it, if you're not aware, go to the Friday the 13th franchise playlist on the main channel page, and there's videos on that covering the lawsuit. And Brian Fuller had it laid out to where he was going to do, they had 4 seasons. They had 2 guaranteed. And if the first 2 were good, it was, pick up 3 and 4 and 8 episodes a pop. And they were going to redo the first 4 movies, one season per movie. And I'm like, that is ambitious. And I like it. And they had, like, I think we talked about before, the one episode he had conceptualized had a 45-minute chase scene, and everybody was freaking out. Well, that's boring. 45 minutes of a chase. I'm like, think about it. You only need about 90 seconds of the actual chase, and the rest of the episode is how you got there. You start out with a quick cut of somebody getting chased through the woods. You don't see the killer. You only see their feet, boots, legs, whatever. And then you see the person running, and they slip and they get back up, they're running, and cut to like, oh, this is like, 10 hours ago or whatever. You know what I mean? And then the wraparound is the end of the episode. The actual conclusion brings you right into the future where you are now, or the present. I think that would have been neat. I really didn't have a problem with that.
I mean, they could have done the whole thing as I don't see, we don't know until we see it. Like, maybe, because, like, I mean, just think, like, there's a movie called Wheels of Terror where it's this evil car and an evil driver versus this school bus, and it's got to be like, it was a made for TV horror movie. It must have been like a 35-minute car battle at the end, and because they're chasing around and going off the thing, and there's kids in the bus and shit, and you're like, I mean, Jason chasing someone around, you can swap angles, like we go back to him, his POV, go back to her. You could have probably done something interesting, maybe even if it was all just a chase, we don't know, maybe it could have been really interesting. We don't know because we haven't seen it. Like, if someone's trying a concept that you haven't seen before, we haven't seen it before, so I don't know. And then we would have judged it, and if it was long and boring, we'd be like, this chase scene was too long and boring, you should have cut it down. Or maybe it would have been like, hey, that actually turned out really, I thought that was going to be kind of shitty, but actually turned out to be pretty good. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't scoff at a new idea till it's been done, but I don't have much faith in anything. So I have zero faith in this Crystal Lake thing. Like, my thing is make a new movie. Friday 13th is a film series. It's a slasher movie. Lean into it. Be unapologetically a slasher. Like, this trying to heighten the material. Oh, we're going to get into the depths and all that. The depths of what? His mom's a whack job. That's it. There, I explained it to you.
she was abused by her husband Elias.
Yeah.
He fucking left her. She was pregnant. She, whatever. Or, the kid was a mongoloid. He cut and run, and she took a job at the summer camp to support him. He was able to, stay there with her while she worked as the cook, and she ended up losing her shit and murdering a bunch of motherfuckers. And her big ass mongoloid kid helped her.
Yeah.
Like, because he was hiding in the fucking woods. He didn't really drown.
Is he going to get the? I guess he would have gotten the mask in season 3, right?
Yep.
They're doing it. Yeah.
That's the way it was going to be under the old showrunner. The new showrunner, Brad Caleb Kane, who was in on It, Welcome to Derry, and Scream. I follow him on Instagram, and his the aesthetic he has for this show, set in like 1971, I think, it looks fucking fantastic. The cast looks good, the costuming and everything. So I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan. I'm cautiously optimistic because we've been waiting for this thing for like almost 4 years now.
Right. Well, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
This is the only reason I'll subscribe to Peacock this year.
Right.
Is to watch Crystal Lake. A 4-year wait for this damn show, and I tell you, if I get a 10th of the anticipation that is built up for this, I will be satisfied. Just give me something that just positive, like I don't need 4 seasons or 2 seasons of Pamela Voorhees backstory. Like that shit's gonna get real old real quick,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they're gonna do, because they're in this like, I don't like deconstructing things too much, because then you end up losing what you're like. It's like, what is this about?
The essence of it. You don't. Yeah. And this is the thing too, and I don't want to short sell this. That Linda Cardellini playing Mrs. Voorhees. So now we have a hot Mrs. Voorhees, which that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, they did that with Aunt May and stuff. It's like that's not like it's like. And I like Linda Cardellini as well. Cardinelli, she's good too. But like, I mean, it actually is good casting in the sense of like that seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna have to, I guess, ugly her. Well, I guess she'll look good when she's young, and then something will happen. She'll meet Elias or whatever, and then she'll look roughed up and get the short hair and all that. But like, we'll see. I don't know. I have to see it. Like. It's not even like even still shots or trailers. I need to watch the episodes. I will watch it all, and if it comes out to purchase, I will purchase it all because I buy all Friday 13th stuff. So I'll definitely watch it. I'll definitely give it a fair shake. I'm just not hyped up for anything. So if it's good, like I'm not hyped up for anything. Like I can't think of anything that I'm looking for. Maybe Terrifier 4 and like Godzilla, the new Godzilla, the Japanese one. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, just because it's Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Although the last Mortal Kombat movie was like, it was okay, I guess. There wasn't a tournament, but there's no tournament. I'm like,
no,
isn't Mortal Kombat a tournament? Like I don't understand. It's like I played every Mortal Kombat game in the arcade and every Street Fighter game in the arcade every weekend forever, till they left the arcade. I went over. I'm like, where's Street Fighter? We don't have it anymore. Okay, F this. This place is dead to me. I'm not coming back. So it's like. I know the games, at least the games that were in the arcade. So anyway, whatever. But yeah, so I'll watch it.
Same. And I think we should review it.
We could do that if you want.
We should review the episodes when I wonder how they're going to drop them. Like if they drop them all at once, or if they're going to do like batches, or you know what I mean? Like
we could do it however if they do it one a week, we could do it one. We can just do, because it's only going to be what, 8 or what did you say?
8 episodes.
So we could do that. Could be Tuesday night. So Tuesday night television could be taken over by Crystal Lake just for those 8 episodes. And if they drop them in 3s or in 4s, we'll just do 2 episodes. Or if they drop it all, maybe we could take it. Maybe we could do the first 4 and the next 4.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, we do it in 2 weeks.
Do it in 2 weeks. I'm totally fine with that. I'm going to watch it no matter what.
Same.
So may as well. If I'm going to watch it, may as well.
And I hope this show kept the original budget, because it had a budget of like $10 million per episode.
Whoa!
It was like it was an 80 or 90 million dollar budget. It was ridiculously high. No Friday the 13th has ever gotten that kind of budget before.
I think if you combine them all, they don't. I think if you combine all the budgets and multiply them by 2, it would be.
Let me look that up real quick. Yeah,
it was Friday the 13th movies. It's like that's like the catering. So it's like we saved so Paramount's making Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade or something like, hey, we were able to save some money on the catering budget. Oh, why don't we make another Friday 13th with what we saved on the catering budget for Indiana Jones? No. What's it called?
Here's the budget right here. It's Crystal Lake.
Lake.
$85 million for the first season, 8 episodes, averaging $10 million per episode.
All right.
Yeah. So that give $10 million per fucking episode. Bro, there wasn't a Friday the 13th film that had that high of a budget.
No.
With the 2009, what was the budget on that?
Oh, I don't know.
Hang on.
I don't really hate that movie, but it's just like Friday the 13th, 2009. What was the budget on that? Let's see. 19 million.
19. So it took until the remake to get that high of a, and 19 million. Still, the series getting the $10 million per episode. That explains why the settings look so good and the costuming looks good. I'm just hoping it translates into some good gore eventually in the show. But I think that's it for the night, bro. I think
for sure,
all, man. But I want to say thank you to everybody for watching. We appreciate you. What's this? The Friday the 13th.
Oh, Angry Gamer, I'm gonna beat you up.
That's heresy. That's heresy around these parts. I've got the Scream Factory box set. I've got the original Paramount 8 set. And then I have that too. I have 1 through 6 on individual copies I've purchased along the way.
I've got all the. I have 1 to 9 on VHS. Now, Angry Gamer is one of my viewers. He knows I always joke around, so it's fine. I'll beat you up on the next stream. No, I love Friday 13th. I've watched them all like 4 million times. Like, especially part 6, I watched like so many times. I did parts when I would go for Halloween. I wish I had pictures. I'd be Jason for Halloween, and I'd have the chain and like I would go like the broken chain. Like, I love Friday 13th. I love Jason. He's the best. Like Halloween 1 and 2. I love Halloween 1 and 2.
Yep.
But Jason's the best, man. And I love I love all the nightmares. I love all the Halloweens. I love all the Fridays. I love all the Hellraisers, the Chuckies. I don't know, pick whatever guy. I love all those franchise guys. Like I said, Jason's the best.
I always got my family portrait right here.
That's great.
Family portrait.
Yeah, that's great. That poor kid. He went through a lot in that movie. In part 2, especially.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, Jason is just the best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how old I was, but in my first apartment that we lived in, outside on the balcony on the brick wall, I drew a Jason mask and a Freddy glove, and I was so young I spelled Freddy wrong, and I predicted the 5-finger claw because I gave him 5 claws, which is wrong because he only has 4 claws, but he did have 5 in New Nightmare. But yeah, it's like some of my earliest drawings of a kid. So I was like 10. Right? I'm drawing these characters. So anyways, I love them. And my name is Jason, so it works out perfectly. So anyway.
Thank you everybody for being here. We appreciate you guys. Check out my WWE Raw review. I haven't done one in almost 2 years, a full Raw review. So I did one this morning. So go check that out. And I will be wrestling again February 14th in West Branch, Michigan for Super Shogun Wrestling. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day violence. What could be better than bringing your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, whoever you're with? We don't care. Bring them out to a night of wrestling if you're in the area. If you're in the state of Michigan and you don't come to the show, you're missing the bus. I'm telling you right now. Bar none, best roster in the state, best presentation. And I'm not just saying that because I've been there for over a year now. No, I've been a lot of places around the state, and it is absolutely one of the best. Can you link
I'll give it to you, Dave. Hold on. I should have it ready.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I have all these ready. Wrestling with Horror. Yeah, I have a spreadsheet, and I just highlight them each with. So yours is highlighted red, so I can find it quickly. And there's my link too. There's both links in there.
There we go. There's Wrestling with Horror right there, and there is J-Man's right there for those of you watching on the playback. And my channel started to get some views. I did a wrestling video about 11 days ago, got 3,000 views, which my channel's been stagnant for a long time. And we started to pick up some subscribers. And to test this, I went to the search bar and I logged out of my account and I searched for Wrestling with Horror. Now, there are 2 Wrestling with Horror channels. One of them is mine, which I actually wrestle, and the other one is just some other guy who doesn't wrestle. But my channel actually came up first, and it has not done that before. You have to dig through to find mine. So I'm like, oh shit, did YouTube did this get me in the algorithm? So whatever happened, folks, if you're new here, welcome. We appreciate you. Enjoy the content. There is a very deep back catalog. Channel members, that's available. I'm gonna do a member stream Thursday for channel members. Surprise, guys! It's been a while. I'm gonna do a solo member stream for you guys, and there'll probably be another video later in the week. I got to do a review. So yeah, we got that going.
I'll talk to you about it if you're here on Friday, Gamer. Too long to get into now.
But thank you, folks. We appreciate you guys. We will see you right here next Tuesday on Tuesday Night TerrorVision for Gasp. It's J-Man. I'm Pete. We don't see you. Have a great day. Pleasant Bar. We'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away. Deuces. Patreon.com/wrestling with Horror 420.